Hello everybody. It's Craig Whispering Storyteller here, and I hope you are well. Thank you for clicking on this video and joining me for this November 2025 ramble, where we just talk all about the ups and downs of the month and the everyday life. Nothing fancy, nothing gimmicky, just good old-fashioned ASMR, just a voice and nice peaceful ambience. It's a pleasure to see you again, and can you believe that it's been a month already since the last ramble? So this video is one where I don't really do a lot apart from talk. This is something I've done for a long time, and yes, so let's get into this month. So it hasn't been a busy month on the ASMR front. So I haven't uploaded as much as what I did in October because it was Halloween month, and of course something to celebrate. Actually, coincidentally, today is Thanksgiving to my American friends, so I just want to say a big fat happy Thanksgiving to all my friends from over the other side of the pond. I hope you and your family have had the most amazing day and spending some great quality time with your family and friends. So today is the 27th of November, and this is the perfect time for me just to relax and kick back and talk about the month. Like I said, the month hasn't been the most busiest in regards to videos, but it has been a very busy month for me personally. So first thing is first, when I left you the last time, I remember thinking it was going to be just a month where I can start to get ready for the Christmas season, which I have done, by the way. It's been another month of training in my new job. So I started this new job in the very tail end of September. If you look back on previous rambles, you'll probably hear me talking about that, but I did start, I think it was around the 28th of September, and I've spent the last few months kind of training and just getting up to speed with what the job entails. But it's at the point now where I'm taking the next step, which is kind of interacting with customers. So put all my knowledge to the test. So it's been great though, I've really enjoyed it. What else has been happening? So yeah, one of the things I'm probably gonna talk a lot about this month is pets. Now, as you know, I've got the most adorable little dog, Halo, who is watching me right now on the sofa. He is just a beautiful dog. He's a joy to have. I adopted him 2.5 years ago, if you remember, and he's developed a strange anxiety, and it's all over fireworks. So as you know, in the UK we celebrate in a big way when it comes to Guy Fawkes Night, which is a night which is fireworks every 5 seconds. Everybody lets fireworks off in their backyards, their back gardens, and there's big public displays that take place, and the whole night is just bang, 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 non-stop. Now my little pooch really struggled with the sound of the fireworks. It was really hard to see him because he was terrified. He was trying to find somewhere to hide. I couldn't take him out in the street for, I would say, probably a week before and 2 weeks after, because people Halo was still letting fireworks off after Guy Fawkes, because they don't stop going on sale, or should I say they don't stop being on sale until around the 10th of November here. So every night is just bang, 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 and I think the dogs and cats and horses and birds, they just don't understand what it is. This just loud noise just comes out of nowhere. So I had to blast classical music. I had to build him dens and get these plugins. I bought this, which is called Adaptil Calm, and it gives off these, pheromones, where dogs will be tricked into thinking they feel safe. Not tricked because that sounds like it's a lie, but just to make them reassured that they are safe. In a big error from me, I only ordered one of these, and Halo would kind of pace around each room and would not stay in one area. And in hindsight, I should have bought about 4 of these. I mean, they're not the cheapest kind of thing. But yeah, it took 2 weeks of a lot of stress. He wasn't happy, and what he did in this time was he started to chew his paw. I know I've mentioned it previously, but he chewed his ball patch in his paw, pulled his hair out, and kind of had this self-inflicted injury just through trauma. And yeah, it was really hard to watch him, and it was really hard to kind of make him feel safe and relaxed. So we didn't even have TV on for like a good week, because we just kept blasting white noise and classical music. And it also meant that he couldn't go for a walk, because I work 9 to 5, which means it's dark by the time I finish, and it was really hard to get him out for his daily walk. So I had to take him on a lunchtime, and I only get an hour's lunch, so I had to take him after I'd had some food, so it wasn't a very good quality walk. But rest assured, weekends we always take him for a lovely long walk on the Lees, which is a big grassy area down on South Shields, and I let him off the lead, and he just has the most amazing run with his ball, and he loves it. But night time, I'm still, even now, we're almost in December, still having trouble making him feel comfortable to go out when it's dark. How has your pets fared with fireworks? So we have in the UK, we have Diwali that takes place, which is another night where you might hear fireworks and celebrations, loud noises, firecrackers, that kind of thing. And Guy Fawkes night, or bonfire night as it's known, but also New Year's night. From a midnight, we normally get a lot of fireworks just for a very small time, but then they die off pretty quickly. So yeah, there's not much we can do apart from just make him feel comfortable. Now, Halo has been kind of on the forefront of a lot of my thoughts this month, and I took him for his groom just the other day, and she made up these lovely little potions, these essential oils with all sorts of lovely things inside, which you just rub in your hands, and you can smell that nice relaxing ingredients. So I've been kind of putting some of that on his pillows and on his blankets, and just helping him to relax and just not get too hung up over it. Now I'm also considering looking at an animal behaviourist. I've had a look around, and there is one in my region which is a good few £100, but I just want to kind of have a little bit of a dig around why Halo has trouble with these things. There's a couple of other things as well which I just want to get the bottom of. And if any of you guys out there are animal behaviourists, or have a knack when it comes to animals, I'm just looking at making him feel comfortable, stopping him from chewing his paw all the time, and helping him relax. Now, he has trouble being on a leash. If I put a lead on him and take him out, he really does bark at other dogs and spins around doing these little zoomies. It's almost like a little dog syndrome. But when he's off a lead or leash, he is very well behaved and can even just roll over on his belly and expose his belly. So he's very unpredictable, but I just want to know, has he had any trauma at any point in his life? So I was going to consult a behaviourist just to make sure that we're doing the right thing by him and making him feel protected and safe. Have you ever had any experience of visiting an animal behaviourist? It would be good to get your thoughts around that. What else has been going on? Yeah, we had a 10th wedding anniversary. Now, I mentioned this the last time. I think the last ramble was around the time when it was leading up to it. So on the 8th of November, I had to go to Newcastle on the evening, and I had to do a best man speech, take 2, 10 years later. And you know what? I was a little bit kind of nervous about it, not knowing how I had to approach it, because a best man is a wedding night, yeah, it's a wedding event or a wedding breakfast. But to do it for an anniversary, I just didn't think it needed to be too gimmicky. So when I first did my best man speech, I sang it. I wrote a song, I wrote the lyrics, I performed it, and it was great. But I didn't want to put myself under that pressure for an anniversary. So I had initially gone down that route of doing a sequel song, if you like. But I stopped myself and I thought, it is just an anniversary. So I did an old-fashioned speech. So I just got some cue cards, and I just a couple of jokes here and there, and a toast to the bride and groom, and it was okay. It was well received. I got a round of applause. The maid of honour, who did a speech 10 years ago, also reprised her role and did a speech. All in all, it was a really nice evening. And it was no bother at all. I just really enjoyed it. And we ended up at somebody's house who's related to the groom, and we ended up sitting till 2 a.m. drinking wine and drinking the dregs of anything she had in the fridge. It was just a great kind of meeting of personalities, where we just enjoyed each other's company, and we got a lift home with them, and we just went in the house and we had a great time. Yeah, we listened to music and just talked about things. Have you ever had that kind of impromptu friendship with somebody and ended up sitting up all hours of the night just kind of getting to know each other? It's a really good way to introduce a friendship, isn't it? What else has been happening? I don't know if I've mentioned before, but my mother's aunt, who's now in her 90s, has had a really rough couple of weeks. She was found lying on the floor in her house, and she'd been there all night. Very, very concerning. It turns out she's had a stroke, and she's been hospitalised for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and this lady is a very fiercely independent family member who, despite her age, still insists on living on her own and doing all of her own chores, cooking her own food. But it's now the case days where the house has had to be kind of assessed to make sure that it's accessible. And she's partially sighted, so she can only get a little bit of side vision. And when she looks at you, she often turns to the side to try and look at you. And she's an absolute angel. She's a lovely woman, and I love her dearly. I've known her all my life, obviously, and it's now at the point, where she's starting to struggle with everyday things, boiling a kettle or making some food. Now, she spent 2 weeks in hospital and really struggled with sleeping pattern because she was on an open ward and people coming and going and things happening during the night. So she never really had a good night's sleep for the whole 2 weeks, bless her. Bless her is a sin that we say in the UK. If I say bless her, it's normally like a term of endearment to say, I hope she's going to be okay. But somebody mentioned the other day, why do you say bless her or bless him when we're referring to somebody? And it is a term of endearment. I just thought I'd point that out. It might be something or a word or a phrase that you are unfamiliar with. I just thought I'd cover that off. But the good thing is, she returned home just the other day, and the ambulance brought her home, and she's now kind of settled. She's got carers going in so many days a week just to check on her, make sure she's having her meals and she's dressed and in bed on a night time. But last night I got a phone call and her house was in darkness. So I had to kind of travel over and just to see what was wrong, because I was the nearest one to her. But it turns out her kettle, a brand new kettle, is tripping the electrics in the house. Because she can't see, she's kind of missing the kettle, and the whole worktop in the kitchen was absolutely flooded with water. So quite dangerous, and I know that that's something they're going to have to look at again. Yeah, but aging family members do become a concern at some point, and we can appreciate their independence. I mean, I would be the same. I would want to do everything myself, because upstairs, meaning in her brain, she's completely normal. There's nothing wrong, and she is sharp as a tack. There's no signs of any kind of dementia or a loss of memory. She remembers absolutely everything. It's just her body and her eyesight that's failing her now. So it's really sad to say that, and it would be good to get your experience of any family members who are starting to age and struggle with everyday things. On my other channel, which is called Wookie Video Presents, which is a movie review channel. It's horror and science fiction. I did a collaboration for the first time this month with a guy named Tom on another channel, and we did the top movie scores of horror movies, and it was really good fun, but the channel is very, very, very slow in traction with gaining subscribers or views, but it is something which gives me a lot of joy, and I do plan on doing a science fiction movies version as well. If you haven't seen my other channel, do check it out. It's called Wookie Video Presents, and I'll put it on the screen so you can check it out and tell me what you think. So we had a really bad bout of snow just last week, and this Arctic weather just came from nowhere, and the whole wind direction changed, and it was coming directly from the North Pole and the Arctic. Absolutely freezing. We had blizzards and snow and ice and sub-zero temperatures for a good week or so. Today, which is the 27th of November, actually saw us in double figures again. So the thing with the UK is it's a very strange island, because we get different wind directions, different temperatures, 4 seasons in one day. So we've gone from deepest, darkest winter back into autumn. Very, very strange. How is the weather in your neck of the woods? So I know parts of the US, such as the East Coast and the Midwest, have had some really significant cold snaps and snowfall. Have you had any snowfall this year so far? When do you normally get it? And because of that, I think I've really getting this awful, awful flu. So for the last week, I have been coughing. I've had the shivers, the sweats, the lack of appetite, the blocked up nose, the sore throat, the bad head, everything. So last week's video, when I did the tasting video for the Australian snacks, the rough footage is absolutely off the scale. Sneezing, coughing, and it was really hard to whisper because my voice was so hoarse. I'm still not completely out the woods, to be honest, but I'm getting better every day. So yeah, it's been like a whole week of just feeling ill. Even my ears have been blocked up. Have you had anything? Have you had any flus? I know that there is a bout of flu that's going around the United Kingdom at the moment, and it's been in the news as being a really particularly bad one. And if that's the case, then I've had it. I actually, on a lighter note, because I haven't been up to much, because I've been feeling ill, I decided to watch Squid Game The Challenge, which is a Netflix series. Now, I did watch the original Squid Game series, the Korean show. I watched the first ever season back when I had COVID, back in 2021, I think it was. But I've never returned to watch any of the other seasons, but I have watched Squid Game The Challenge, and I thought it was really great. Have you watched Squid Game The Challenge? And the winner was this lady named Perla, who comes from New York, the Bronx area, and it was quite a nail-biting, tense finale between the last 4 players, and some of the games are so simple yet brutal. Do you like Squid Game? Do you watch it? Let me know what you think about it. Yeah, Christmas is kind of now in the air, so Thanksgiving today, and of course the Christmas trees are starting to pop up here. The lights are starting to go up in windows and in gardens and yards, and yeah, it's really starting to look a little bit festive. Now I'm going to decorate my room with a few Christmas things. It's not going to be anything different to what I did last year. So I'll probably have a tree up and some lights and just make it a bit cozier. And yeah, looking forward to that. I'm going to do it at the weekend. So I get this November ramble out the way, and then we'll jump straight into Christmas content. But my Christmas tree isn't up downstairs, and it won't be for a while because I'm going to York this Christmas with my... Not this Christmas. I'm going to York this Saturday with my mother to do some Christmas shopping and just have a look around and just relax and have a day out. And then the following Saturday I am going to Almouth with the dog and my other half for a night, and so that's going to be another weekend kind of gone, but I will aim to get the tree up at some point in the next couple of weeks and start to get Christmassy. My Christmas presents that I've bought so far for family have started to arrive. I just haven't started wrapping anything yet, but I bet you are all prepared, started to wrap, got the gift tags written out, all of that. You see, I'm not, I'm a little bit behind, but I will catch up. I'll just put one night aside and just do the lot so far. So tonight is Stranger Things night. It's the 27th of November and Stranger Things Season 5 has just landed. So I'm going to get some food and get my loungewear on and get on that sofa and just enjoy Stranger Things. I'm not a binger, so I might not watch back-to-back episodes, but I'll certainly have a couple of episodes tonight and then go back and watch some more the next night, etc. But I know some people who are having a Stranger Things marathon by having, ordering in food and having banquet and, sweets and really making a big evening of it with the family. But that's great if people like to do that. It's fantastic. Do you like Stranger Things? I bet you do. But anyway, yes, I am going to sign off. That is my month of November. So as you can see, it's been quite a busy one. Training in the job, but a few kind of things in the family. Feeling ill again, I get it every year. And of course the firework woes with the pooch. So the next ramble will be the end of December and Christmas will be over by then. Wow, can you believe it? But I hope this video sees you well, and once again, just to plug the Storytellers Friends, please, if you do enjoy these videos and enjoy the content that I make, consider being a Storyteller's Friend. It's only £1.99 a month or $2.69 in US dollars. Means you get full access to videos early, at least 24 hours in advance, and of course members polls, members chats, and exclusive members only videos as well, which I'm going to be doing a lot more of soon. So if that is something you fancy, it would be my pleasure to have you on board. But until then, I am going to say goodbye, and I'll see you very soon with a very, very Christmassy kind of feeling and lots of Christmassy content. So thank you and good night.